All right, Ian.
Yes.
Heritage auctions. We love the heritage auctions. They're the ones that auction off sealed and graded, not just high-end, video game stuff. So the auction of the month happened. They do about one main one a month. And this was going to be significant in our eyes even beforehand, because this was going to be the first Nintendo World Championship cart was going to be auctioned off for the first time since, I believe it was March of 2019. So really, that's when this was starting to marinate this new scene of collectors with way too much money and probably not enough knowledge to get in and spend a lot of money on graded video games. So that was one we were going to watch out for. That wasn't close to being the highest amount, shocking to me, which we'll get into. But it went for a respectable amount on heritage auctions. But what the winner was, Ian, the big now the record-breaking all-time highest recorded video game sale for a single video game is now a graded, sealed, what is this, 9.2 graded Super Mario Brothers 3 for $156,000.
I don't really have much to say, to be honest. I just don't know what to say anymore about it.
According to this article on PC Mag, this copy was unopened in someone's closet, so they probably got it, They got it 30 years ago, and we're like, that's cool. Never got around to playing it. Who doesn't play Super Mario Bros. 3 when they get it? That's all I want to ask.
I mean, the only situation I can think of here is it's like it was a Christmas where a kid said, I want Super Mario Brothers 3, and he got 2 of them. That's all I can think of.
I never got Super Mario 3, and I won. I never got 2. But okay. So that was the big one that came out. So we'll talk about that one first. In this article in PC Mag, they said, why are people paying a fortune for an old video game? We don't know. But Super Mario 3 is often considered one of the greatest NES titles of all time. This is a quote. It's no surprise that another Mario game which so many of us grew up with would set the new bar, Valerie McLeckley, Heritage Auctions Director of Video Games, said in a statement. McLeckley added that the Super Mario Bros. 3 copy was found in someone's closet, never opened. Often in the case of sealed games, someone just bought them and forgot about them. She said in an email that was the case here. Oh, so they forgot they bought the game. There it is. They saw this insane stuff happening. Hey, I'm going to get it graded for whatever, $100 or whatever it costs, and then I'm going to make a huge amount of profit on this. A huge amount. The last one looks like let's see. There was one in July, went for nearly $38,400. So this is what I'm going to say about Super Mario Bros. 3.
It should also be worth noting that this is the first run of it where the
Bros is on the left.
It's the Bros is left Bros.
It's the left Bros. So which isn't a ton of them, but there's a decent amount. That's the thing to remember. It's not like they just cut off the presses because, oh no, it's the left Bros. No, they let the first print run go, and then they said, okay, we're gonna switch it around. It wasn't an important enough distinction that stop the presses and we're gonna put the Bros in the right. So it's the first print run of this game. I think I said to you last year, like I looked on my shelf for the hell of it, and I have my cart is the left Bros one, like it just is.
Sure,
just randomly is.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not like when you see them in the store, it's not like they're rare to come in.
I don't see them very often, but at any given time, well, I don't have like many Super Mario 3 right now, but let's just say last year I went and looked during the summer when we had a bunch of copies still sitting around, and there was like, I don't know, there was like 5 or 6 left Bros out of like 30 something.
So doing the pat math, what is that? That's 20%. We'll just say.
Yeah, I guess. I
was gonna say maybe at if you want to estimate the number of runs, maybe there's like 10 or 15% of Super Mario 3s with this distinction. But like I said, they're not totally rare. You can't find them. If you had 5 or 6 of them at one time, and that was you randomly got them in, that's our unscientific way. So it was like 5 out of 30 or so, something like that, 6 out of 30. So
yeah, and I mean, since then I've seen less of them around
because now people are like, "Whoa, I'm gonna get that first print run of it," because they're trying. So what Heritage Auctions did, along with WADA, is that they put out these first print distinctions to inform people that never had collected a video game in their life. Wow, this is important because you told me it's important now to look for these things.
Sure,
that's what's happening here. So, the fact of the matter is that obviously Super Mario Bros. 3 is one of the most common video games ever made. They sold a ton of these things, left or right bros. So you're getting to the distinction of, well, we're getting the first print run, and that's why we're spending a lot of money on this, and that it's a high grade. We're doing that. But what Ian brought up about last time we spoke about this, what was it? Chasing the flag when it came to like first print runs of books. This is not the first existence of Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah.
This game. It's not. If you want to do that, you go get the Super Famicom. Excuse me, the Famicom version of Super Mario Bros. 3, which came out over a year before this, or about a year.
I think it was at least. I think there was a pretty long wait between them.
So you have a different market entirely that's spun up here. An incredibly speculative market. I don't think anyone at this point can deny that this is a totally speculative purchase.
Oh, it is.
An incredibly risky purchase as well. On top of that, there's no guarantee, of course, like anything like this, that this means that the next one that comes up in this condition will go for more. It can go for a lot less. If you look at stuff like we talk about, like at this point, I were to check the prices, but the Spider-Man 2600, the value keeps coming down the more come out. So there's no guarantee that the more come out, it doesn't usually go up.
Right.
It usually doesn't. There. So that was the first one that I didn't even realize, because I was paying attention to the Nintendo World Championships cart. So Nintendo World Championships cart went for a modest amount in comparison, a deal in comparison. It went for, what was the exact amount here? Why is it not coming up now? Because Heritage Auction Site always hates me, and it always rearranges everything, and then you have to then you got to sign in to see the price here. So it went for, what was it, 50-ish, somewhere in the 50,000 range, and I cannot believe it's not coming up now. It's not easily searchable. So I was a little shocked, just because privately we know that a great Nintendo World Championships had reached 6 figures in a private sale, and that there was movement, and it might have been more than one that we knew about. So that's why I was shocked that it did not hit 6 figures, even though it was only a 5.0 grade and not a higher grade. Because hell, most of the Nintendo World Championships carts are gonna be graded around a 5, or going to be around average.
Right.
Mine, knock on wood, is better than average, but I've seen ones that they're more often than not, they're not going to be a high grade for a Nintendo World Championship. There's not, due to the nature of how they were created, how they were abused, basically, and the cheap glue they use that almost always seeps through. Yeah. Usually it's heavy. Mine is a little bit minor. Usually it's more the moderate side of that. So someone got a deal to me there, because a Nintendo World Championships cart, we know that they only made a maximum of 350 of them about, and that we know that the ones that are known to exist are probably around 70 to 80 of them. Went for $52,800. It went for the 5.0 grade cart. So that to me is the better, if you want to call it, investment, because we know that that's actually a rare game. Super Mario Bros. 3 is not a rare game, Left Brothers or not. It's not a rare game. If you want to try to splice hairs and say, well, that sealed one is rarer or harder to find, yes, I would still probably bet that there is more sealed Super Mario Bros. 3 Left Bros than great Nintendo World Championship carts out there. I'll make that bet right now, that there's more sealed Super Mario Bros. 3 even on the first print. They did not make a small amount of them. They just did not. There could be a shipping case out there. I'm not saying there is. Nintendo of America could still have ones they gave to employees that are sealed. I mean, it was a huge release. That's why when I say, when it comes to these sealed games, you don't know how many are still sealed out there. You know they made millions of them. You don't know how many are sealed. So, what are you thinking? Was that a more reasonable price, or a deal versus the Super Mario 3?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I kind of thought that would hit 6 figures, no problem, based on what we had previously heard.
I wonder if these collectors that, again, come from comics, maybe they come from Magic the Gathering or Pokemon cards, they saw that 5.0 and said, "Oh, that's only a 5.0." When they realized that they're not having a lot of opportunities to buy these in general.
Well, and like we've
You know.
we've said before, it's the collectors from other markets that that are the ones that are currently in here looking at something like a Mario 3 and trying to find the most pristine example because it's popular. They're not looking for the actual rarities necessarily.
Sure.
They're trying to apply, the knowledge that they have from comics, first appearances, this, that, the next thing, first runs, and it's. I mean,
yeah.
we'll see what'll happen there, but it's. I definitely think that's the reasoning behind why some of these actually rare games are not going for as much as we would expect.
All right, I'm going to run through the list. I sorted by most recent sales on the View Past sales price. That's how I'm doing. If you want to follow along, then you got to log in to see the actual price because Heritage Auctions hates me when I do the podcast. So, not a 9.8, Ian, but a 9.6 sealed Spider-Man in 2600, $750. So that's plummeted in price.
We are right on that.
We're going to get back to what it should be priced at, which is like $100 to $200 again pretty damn soon. Yes, it's not a 9.0, but it's a 9.6, and well, geez, at that point, it's not a huge amount of difference. My sealed Go-Go 13 only went for $276. That makes me sad. That actually makes Pat sad to see that there. Not a lot of. Looks like a lot of the third-party NES games have settled down.
Yeah.
It's not crazy. It looks like you want to get a Robin Hood 372. You want to get a Sky Shark 240. So like it looks like maybe the fervors die down a little bit for the random third party stuff. Shadowgate $456. It's like okay, let's see. There's some Game Boy stuff that went sealed, which is you don't see that as often here. Let's see what was any big ones. Not a Duke Nukem sealed Game Boy went for $660. That's Game Boy Color. That's kind of surprising.
That's a hard to find game.
Okay, so that's why that went for more.
No, it's not a super common game, and I mean, anything with a box Game Boy wise is hard to find.
Okay, that makes sense. There. I just hit my sealed thing twice, but I didn't hear it, so I don't know why I didn't hear it. Oh, it's because my desktop audio is off.
Darn.
No, it's not. It's not operating. Damn it. Okay, so let's see some Genesis stuff. Not too impressive. Okay. Oh, Double Dragon Advance sealed went for $1,200. Sealed. That's not a super old game. I was kind of surprised to see it go for that much. I don't know much about it. That's hard to find though. Double Dragon. That's not my wheelhouse.
It's not super easy to come by. And again, I'm not saying that these prices make sense to me, but they seem about right, I guess.
Well, it looks like one sealed Sega CD game, Adventures of Batman and Robin, went for $1,800. Once you get the sealed Sega CD stuff, that's going to get a little iffier in terms of predicting where the hell that even goes. Long box PlayStation games, Ian. That's the stuff I like. Not really going for much. People are not buying into the long box PlayStation stuff, unfortunately. They're going for $100, $200, mostly under $100. People are not into that. Geom Cube went for $240. Jumping Fish went for $264.
That sounds about right. Some of those long box games are, harder to come by and people want them. They want to collect all the long box stuff, but I wouldn't expect it to go, much higher than that.
It just looks like people aren't buying into that, though, as a thing right now yet. Twisted Metal only went for $144. That's a famous game series. You think that would go for a little bit more, but I guess not. A sealed San Andreas for PS2 went for $780. I have to imagine there's a decent amount of those out there, but it's like people are climbing on theirs. All right, we're going to skip the Atari stuff because who cares and it's silly. And how much can we talk about a Pac-Man seal going for $1,100 and people literally, or for the most part, just throwing their money in the toilet and flushing it, buying that stuff. A factory case pack sealed in 6 Kixes for the 5200 went for $480. You get the cardboard box and open it up. And another one, an open Beauty and the Beast in television case went for $960. Yes, just piss on your dollars right there. All right, here's the NES stuff. Here we go. Here's some more NES stuff we have here. Venture Island sealed $1,000. A sealed Bible Adventures $264. I'm just going to highlight some of them right here. There was a lot that went off here. A not sealed, Ian. Repeat, not sealed. Contra, complete in box, $1,800. The one I have probably sitting up there. A Rev A, it says. Rev A early production. Are you kidding me? For Contra? That's not sealed.
Weird.
It's complete in box. A complete in box Darkwing Duck. Not sealed. $1,500. A game that probably, last year you could have bought for $150 probably, maybe complete in box for Darkwing Duck. $200 maybe?
Two, I'd say.
Something like $200. Well, you could have bought Contra for $60, a few years ago. That's insane. Now we're seeing the insanity of the seal stuff, again, bleed over into complete in box stuff. There's a ton of complete in box Contras. I don't care it's a 9.2. There's a ton of box Contras out there. A ton. I'm looking at my stuff now. It's like, wow, I'd be stupid not to try to sell some of these, even complete in box stuff at this point. The Dragon Warrior Nintendo Power copy sealed from the Indiana collection went for $1,400. That's interesting. There's a couple of Famicom Station games that went for $550 that someone decided to slab. Why would you slab those for? Why would you slab a Famicom Station cart? That's so weird. Let's see. What any other highlights you see here? Ghostbusters 2, 9.8 went for $3,000. That fantastic game that's heralded in video game history went for $3,000.
So
Are you kidding me?
That game is awful.
Someone pulled it from a factory case, probably got that much.
All right.
What's that?
All right.
Your Mappy went for $700 for a sealed one. Got some respect. All right, here you go. Probably the same Mike Tyson's Punch that I have there, complete in box. 8.0 went for $1,500 for a complete in box Mike Tyson's Punch Out, not sealed. We're starting to get to the looniness. A 5-screw Punch Out cart went for $1,300. Now that's interesting because that's legitimately rare and hard to find that. And the fact that they decided we're going to get in the 5-screw weird territory, and there's some weird 3-screw stuff that was 5-screw, like Gyromite, like I have the Gyromite 3-screw in the non-hang-tan box. But it'd be interesting to see if that develops at all for some of those weird 5-screw versus 3-screw game variants right there. If you want a RoboCop 2 sealed, $3,600. RoboCop 3 sealed, $2,100. A complete in box Left Bro Super Mario Brothers not sealed went for $1,200. I'm sure everyone's now scrambling to look at their Super Mario Brothers boxes and seeing what the hell they are because of that. And there's more silliness as you go down the line here. Prototype for Ultimate Basketball went for $576. That's actually, probably what a third-party prototype should go for. Probably a little bit more. The prototype stuff never really took off a lot, looks like, on this for the third-party stuff. That weird Super Mario Bros. 3 prototype that wasn't a prototype that went for $33,000. That's probably going to be more the exception when it comes to this stuff. WrestleMania sealed, $2,200. And then there's some Super Nintendo stuff as well here. But you get the point. It's gotten worse during COVID because people have money to spend. I thought by now people would come back to reality, and it looks like it's not happening yet. Maybe it's happened with the Atari stuff, and they realize there's a ton of this stuff out here, but the NES stuff looks like it's just been picking up more and more. And even Super Nintendo to some extent, when someone's paying fucking $2,600 for a sealed Donkey Kong Country 3. Holy shit. They made millions of those. It's nuts. It's absolutely insane. Ian has nothing to add. He's letting Pat ramble through this.
There's not much interest here. When you just list prices. I mean, talking about the Super Mario 3 is very interesting. Talking about the
there's nothing that you see that pops out that interests you?
No.
Nothing at all?
After a while, I'm just looking at numbers and wondering why people spend this money on this stuff, but that's all.
Your DuckTales on Game Boy went for $4,000 sealed.
It's insane.
That at least is probably hard to find, though, right?
I mean,
sealed.
Anything sealed complete for Game Boy is going to probably be expensive.
Oh, the other big one we forgot to talk about. I didn't want to talk. The N64 prices are batshit crazy, just because we know that there's just some of these. There's just so many of these out here, like a fucking Mario Kart 64 Player's Choice sealed. We know that they made a ton of those. $1,200. There's a ton of those out there that they probably never even opened once they were the Player's Choice. It doesn't even. You can't even begin to make sense about it. The Pokemon Red that was sealed went for a lot of money. I think it went,
84,000, I think.
yeah, that one we should probably talk about. It went for $84,000. Then 9.8, 9.8 A plus plus. So that's pulled from probably from a shipping carton.
Yeah,
We know
most
that.
likely.
So are you shocked about that one, or Pokemon's crazy right now in general? So it's not shocking to see that.
I'm shocked at the price, I guess, because my brain says that should be more common. I mean, it was a very popular game. But no, I'm not surprised to see something Pokemon go for a lot of money. If that's the avenue this is going to go down, then that's what we're going to see. We're going to see all of this very, very popular, all these very popular iconic games go for amounts of money that don't likely make any sense based on the actual availability of the item.
Just because it's popular.
Right.
Well, and this Pokemon cards are huge right now, for the old stuff as well. So yeah, that's the long and the short of it. When it comes down to this stuff, you're going to see potentially records being broken on this stuff for a long while more. And we're about 2 years into this, coming up on 2 years, and it looks like it's getting started for a bunch of this stuff for the marquee titles, especially for NES. Super, not as much, mainly NES, and it looks like if it's for Pokemon, it doesn't matter. Obviously, Pokemon, wasn't on the Super, so the Game Boy, that'll be it. But I don't see a lot of the Game Boy stuff catching on, just because Game Boy still hasn't hit that. I think that nostalgia sweet spot that the consoles have when it comes to this. So there you have it. So we'll see. I'm still waiting for the who's gonna take the NWC Gold Dive and put that one up for auction. We'll see if that happens next year. I think
I think we'll see it within the year.
I think within a year we'll see that the first goal went on there.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be mine, but we'll see. We'll see what that goes for. If that's gonna be gangbusters, or it'll be closer to the Nintendo PlayStation prototype wet fart in terms of. I mean, it still made a few $100,000, but it was not the. It was built up by everyone. That fucking prototype. Everyone built that thing up, and it just did not hit what people thought it was going to hit.